Howdy folks, hope you're all having a great time. I'm at Gamescom, and welcome back to XCOM2 War of the Chosen with the mighty Jingles. Now you may recall, you may not because it's been a while since I did an XCOM2 video, that in my last XCOM2 video I was demonstrating just how insanely overpowered the Reaper agent, Elena Dragonova, is once you've got her fully trained and skilled up. Now if the previous video wasn't enough to drive the point home, hopefully this one will be. At some point during your playthrough of XCOM 2, whether that be War of the Chosen or just plain old vanilla XCOM, this is going to happen.
Electromagnetic pulse. If I can just bypass all this alien circuitry... Hold on. It's not accepting the transfer. Interface ready. The system is overriding my command.
Shen!
Right.
Someone get me a damage report.
We've got a problem.
Only one?
They've just dropped some sort of spike outside. It's generating the same type of pulse that knocked us out of the sky.
They don't want us. They want the ship. Isn't there some way you can override it?
Not from here. I can't get our engines online while it's out there.
Commander, we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Destroying that spike is our only chance at getting out of here. We can't let the aliens take this ship.
Now, having already played through and completed XCOM 2 prior to the release of the War of the Chosen expansion, I knew just exactly how tough this mission was. You do have a couple of things going in your favour, because this is an emergency. I mean, you fail this mission and it's game over. You are allowed to use soldiers that are wounded, soldiers that are suffering from fatigue, and during the course of this mission, fresh troops from your reserve roster will be put into battle as well. However, you have to do two things during the course of this particular mission. Not only do you have to get to that EMP spike and knock it out, you also have to defend the boarding ramp of the Avenger. So you have to split your forces. Now you can make things a little bit easier for yourself if prior to this mission occurring you've invested in the defense matrix upgrade for the Avenger. What this does is it places some heavy sentry gun turrets on the Avenger's boarding ramp, which will assist in the defense of the ship. Yeah, I don't have that. I did the first time I played through XCOM 2, but I don't have it in this War of the Chosen playthrough. So yeah, so much for that idea. However, what I do have in this War of the Chosen playthrough is Elena Dragonova. And what that means is I don't really need to split my forces into two and have a defensive force covering the Avenger's boarding ramp and another squad out in the battlefield, moving from cover to cover, laying down suppressive fire for each other and just inching forward while Advent reinforcements are arriving in an attempt to take down that EMP spike. All I have to do is send Elena, because she is entirely capable of doing the whole thing herself, and then retreating back to the boarding ramp, while everybody else focuses on just defending the ship.
Menace 1-5, situation critical. Primary Avenger systems are offline and hostiles are moving to engage. Shen, any updates?
Commander, we've got a critical system failure. The Avenger is dead in the water. I'm diverting reserve power to the scanners and they're picking up a powerful radiation source nearby. We need to locate and destroy whatever it is disrupting our systems.
We may have a bigger problem, Commander. We're picking up heavy comm traffic. Dozens of Advent transports are inbound on our position, and they've got battleships in tow. The aliens are sending everything they've got. We have to get this ship off the ground, or we may not make it out of this one.
Yeah, the aliens might be sending everything they've got, but I'm sending Elena, and she's more than good enough. Remember, if you've selected the appropriate skills, every single time Elena spots an enemy unit, and she is in stealth, so they're not going to spot her back, they remain permanently visible to the rest of your team, either for the rest of the battle, or until you kill them, whichever comes first. So there are going to be very few surprises here for me. So it's really just a question of getting everybody hunkered down into hard cover around the boarding ramp, standing by to repel boarding teams, and just waiting for Elena to do her thing.
Yeah, boy.
And now it's the aliens' first turn, so let's see what they get up to. So far, not a whole lot of... Oh wait, here they come. Okay, everything under control. Now for our first bit of good news.
I'm sending reinforcements in from the Avengers reserves.
As I mentioned previously, every turn, fresh troops are going to be trickle-fed into the defense of the boarding ramp from your reserve roster. They're not doing any good sitting in their bunks while the ship is under attack. This is a do-or-die mission. You must complete it in order to advance the campaign.
No place for you to go now.
And Elena already has eyes on the mission target, that EMP spike, as well as the defensive team covering it, which consists of a Codex and a pair of Mutons. Now this isn't terrible, but it's not good either. Remember, she is going to have to single-handedly kill the Codex, the two Mutons, as well as knock out that EMP spike, and then make it all the way back to the boarding ramp of the Avenger in order to extract with the rest of the team. Seems like a bit of a tall order? Well, it would be for anybody else, but not for our girl Elena. The defense team have their first contact, but they knew they were coming because Elena spotted them on the way out. And the brutal execution of that Codex appears to have rattled this guy. He's ducking into cover and hiding, but there is a second team on the way, and they should be making their move. Yep, here they come. Go on, Rita. Oh, she missed. Not good. Knocks. Good solid hit, but it is a heavily armoured target. We really need to get somebody with a beam cannon on that thing. Peppy? Peppy doesn't have anything better to do. Oh, actually, that's not Peppy. That's one of the reservists. Well, she shredded its armour and she's done a ton of damage. Peppy has already taken her Overwatch shot. She's the one that killed the Codex. Come on, Ike. Plasma rifle. Good man. And it's dropped some loot as well, but I'm not leaving the safety of the boarding ramp to go and pick it up. More alien activity, nobody in range for an Overwatch shot. Does anyone need to reload? Rita's fine. Mox, he's fine. Let's see what we can do with Elena. Now it's important that you do try to keep her in stealth for as long as possible, and she does have a bunch of options available to assist her in doing exactly that, while still doing some damage. Remember, she has to single-handedly kill or get rid of all three of these guys, so it's going to be safer to knock out that EMP spike, and we're going to use the Claymore Shrapnel Mine. She can deploy it without breaking stealth, and she can shoot it without breaking stealth, and it's going to hit all four of the targets, including the EMP spike. It shredded the armour of the Mutons. It's left them both on 1 health. It's given the Codex a hissy fit. It's put all three of them into combat, so they immediately scatter, and one of the Mutons runs through the flames, which sets him on fire, and he only has 1 health remaining, so he's dead without Elena having to do anything further. More importantly, Elena is still in stealth. They know they're under attack, but they can't see who they're under attack from. So they scatter, and they attempt to look for a target. And this should lead them away from Elena. Back to the defense team. I'm not sure who this reservist is, but she's doing a bloody good job. Good girl. Right then, Peppy doesn't have a target. Yeah, we'll just reload while there's nothing to shoot at, and then put her on Overwatch again.
Overwatch.
Rita, plenty of ammo. We'll just put her on Overwatch. Same deal with Mox. We're just sitting here waiting for the attackers. First Muton has died. Peppy's got an Overwatch shot against this guy who's attempting to climb the wall, and she's taken him out. Further alien activity. Back to the EMP Spike defense team, which now consists of just one heavily injured Codex and Muton. Codex frantic, looking for a target. The Muton rushing off to attack the defense team, because those are the only targets he can see. Fresh turn, more troops trickled in from the reserve roster, more people to beef up the boarding ramp defense team. Back to Elena. And this is going to be one of those very rare occasions when I actually find something useful to do with the remote start ability, which will remote detonate, without breaking stealth, any source of explosive fuel in the vicinity. Now, she doesn't want to detonate that propane gas tank from where she is, because she's right on top of it. So while stealthed up, we're going to move her into cover here. And I'm thinking about whether or not I actually need to kill that Codex. And actually I don't, because remote start doesn't break stealth. So we're going to kiss goodbye to the EMP spike.
Destroyed. Excellent work, Menace 1-5. Shen, what's our status?
Whatever it was, destroying it seems to have lifted the disruption field. Engine control systems are coming back online. We should be clear to take off within 60 seconds.
Commander, we can take off on your order. We should get the squad on board and get moving.
So now, all I have to do is get everybody back to the boarding ramp, and then I can end the mission.
Moving to Overwatch.
And everybody is back at the boarding ramp, except for Elena, and she's in stealth. So,
On the move.
it shouldn't really be too much of a challenge. In fact, you know, if I'm being completely honest here, it got to the point where I almost started feeling sorry for the Advent forces, because it was like shooting fish in a barrel. And you've got this many troops hunkered down behind hard cover, all on Overwatch. Every time an Advent trooper showed its face, it just got it shot off. I mean, it wasn't even competitive. I didn't even feel bad about not investing in the defensive matrix upgrade to get defense turrets placed on the boarding ramp, because it would have just been complete overkill. With Elena on your squad, with the right mix of talents, this is so easy. I mean, this was one of the most challenging missions to play through successfully prior to the introduction of the War of the Chosen DLC. The first time I ran this mission, way back when I did my first XCOM2 playthrough, this mission was tough. Yeah, not so much anymore. Look at this. That's everybody back to the boarding ramp. EMP spike disabled. Advent forces utterly devastated. And not a single injury sustained by any member of the team.
Excellent work, Commander. Looks like the Avenger lives to fight another day.
This was one of those very rare occasions when I'm playing XCOM 2 where I can quite honestly put my hand up and say that it was all skill and no luck, because luck had absolutely nothing to do with it. It was all skill. Not my skill, of course. It was the skills that I've unlocked on Elena Dragonova. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.